What is the meaning of biting cheek or tongue? This is an indication of being light-hearted. Different perspectives on biting cheeks or tongue. Its deeper meaning is a bit less obvious. Scientifically, it shows that you are anxious. You're trying to keep in charge. It happens automatically and can be triggered by an event. The spiritual implication is that you're restrained and do not want to speak your mind. Unseen pressure. You're under invisible pressure if you bite your tongue or cheek while chewing something or explaining a point. Unseen stress carried over from your childhood is bearing on you. If you suffered from bullying at school or had an abusive parent, you would remember it because it happened at a particular time. The unseen pressures are a result of trying to cope with these incidents. You cannot define them, but they are taking a toll on you. It is like fighting a shadow. What does frequent cheek biting in your dreams mean spiritually? You could be having mental health issues. Many people do not like seeing their habits for what they are. They will instead see them as innocent ways of coping when in truth, they prevent a person from living a rewarding life. It is a sign that your work is not bearing fruit. You cannot see clearly enough to respond well. Being responsible means being able to deal with issues realistically. You have personality issues. It means you could be having a compulsive disorder. The deeper meaning is that you are putting up a cheerful front to the world while you bring suffering to yourself inside. This imbalance will eventually lead to an emotional breakdown. Your spirituality goes beyond belief. Spirituality and faith are not the same things. Spirituality involves intuition and trust for yourself regardless of your imperfections. It is impossible to be complete without accepting yourself unconditionally, in and out. How you treat others is how you will be treated in the future. Integrity means being who you appear to be. What they see is what you get with you. Sadly, living in denial is what is giving you anxiety. Anxiety is a spiritual symptom. Our spiritual bodies are as important, if not more than our physical bodies. The mind and body have to be in rhythm. Biting your tongue or cheek shows you are torn, and you want to keep it secret. This isn't possible. You are communicating all the time, whether you are aware of it or not. The part of you that sends the message is sometimes not the physical body. It is energy. What is more, whatever you send always comes back to you. Letting go is the best way to find freedom. Biting your tongue implies you're holding back on saying something that may offend people. You have chosen to inflict pain on yourself to not cause pain to others. Being frank is not a bad thing. It is not what you say but how you say it, because whether you like it or not, what is the facts eventually come out. The more you hold it, the worse it gets. You have to step out and be true to yourself and the world. You may be afraid of speaking the truth for fear of losing the friendship, but a real relationship is based on openness. Self-awareness is the first step to overcoming invisible pressures. The source of invisible pressures is hard to tell. They are like black holes in the sky. Their gravity is so high that light cannot escape. Astrophysicists have to use X-rays to find them. You can tell the general form of these invisible pressures and what triggers them. Learning to be self-aware will help you get a handle on them. You cannot reason your way out of it. This is because your conscious mind is occupied by other things. The spiritual meaning of biting your cheeks. The term for denying yourself to stop hurting others is called sacrifice. The Bible has a lot of passages that refer to this. You can read the book of James, which talks about how a small tongue has so much power. We are told to match our acts with a word. Here it implies self-control but not silence. You have to speak your truth without being rude. Put yourself in the listener's shoes if you want to say something. This is called compassion, or sharing a person's pain. Biting your cheeks means putting others first. Silence is not always a good thing. There are times when someone needs to hear the truth get better. The truth is painful, which explains why we avoid inflicting it on others. We all love to be comfortable and happy, but you have to speak when you see something that needs to be said. It is like a baby's umbilical cord cut to allow it to live outside the womb. Always let the truth shine. It may sometimes be upsetting, but it's better than hiding it. Bible verses about biting your tongue. Whoever keeps his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble. Proverbs 2:21. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. Ephesians 4:29. Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking deceit. Psalm 34:13. Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise, when he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent. Proverbs 17:28.